Welcome everyone to Collect TV. Matt Liberman here with Jets linebacker Marcelino McCrary-Ball. And Marcelino, you have a heck of a story with the way that you've been able to combine art and football. And you've been able to design cleats. They've been used for Black History Month, My Cause, My Cleats. How did this all get started?
Well, it initially started summer of 2018. Um, uh, I regularly playing the game, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and all that stuff. And my wife, she wanted me to, use my time more wisely. So she got into, like reading and like painting and stuff. So that summer, she bought a few canvases and we painted all summer. And I was really into it. And so going into that year of my junior year in college, I wasn't really like into like sleeves or like armbands or even gloves at the time on the field. So like I didn't have really like, I didn't have too much of a swag really, you know what I'm saying? So I just like wanted to paint my cleats to kind of stand out just a little bit. And so I painted my cleats as well as one of my teammates' cleats. And obviously, like, I mean, I'm just putting like Walmart acrylic paints on the cleats. So they were like every week. So every week I had to keep redoing it until um over time, like when the season ended, going into spring, I kind of like learned different things. I went from the acrylic paints to just spray cans. And then I finally like kind of jumped on YouTube and I found a whole different like community that, was doing it. And a lot of different people like kind of did like a step by step of how to really prep the cleats and do all these different things. So that's when it really started. And then I just kept doing it.
Hmm. So had art really ever been painting, spray painting, whatever it may be, had that ever really been a part of your world before then? Or did it all
Yeah,
start?
so yeah, so my grandma, she paints, she sketches, she does everything. And so I think like I got whatever creativity from her.
Hmm.
Um, and I remember I remember the first thing I ever drew was this cardinal. When I was a kid, I was always into like birds. And so I remember drawing, like sketching this cardinal in like the fourth grade. And I just remember the teacher, like, she was like so like amazed on how good it was.
Hmm.
And I didn't think nothing of it. Like I was just like, whatever. But um I didn't really like I didn't really think I was too good at it. Like I still don't think like there's so many different artists out there that I'm not as good as them. But I think whatever creativity I do have, it comes from my grandma as well as just my um experience, like the experiences I've been able to have. Um like I used to growing up, like I used to live in India. So like I have a whole different view on cultures and like just music, like everything like that. So like my my just creativity, I think is a little bit different, and it helps me like just when I'm trying to like create something.
Yeah, so with that and with those different experiences and those different cultures, um, and in looking some of what you've created, like in specifically the Black History Month cleats that you made were really, really incredible. Um, what inspired you to go about taking so much of New York culture and putting those into your Black History Month cleats?
I think when it got pitched to me, um that's like when we had the first Zoom meeting about it, like when I kind of just sit there and thought about it, I was just like, I just want to make it like New York. Like I want to make it like I wanted to make it like a Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens vibe, like all these different, boroughs and that's on the shoes. But respectfully, like I didn't I've only been here for a few months, or at the time I only been here a few months, so I don't like I couldn't really like sit on it for a while to really that good New York vibe that I really wanted to get because that would have took a long time. But when it got pitched to me, like that was the first thing I thought about. I didn't want to go, um, more so not a general route, but like I wanted to like encompass it around New York. You know what I'm saying? Like Black History Month, but it has like everything surrounding New York, from Biggie to Tupac to politicians to musicians and actors, actresses, influencers, whoever, like whoever's impacted the state of New York, I wanted them on the shoot. Um, so that was really like, I think it was like 2 in the morning when I had thought about that the day after the Zoom meeting. I was like, oh yeah, I want it like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was also really interesting that you said that like at like 2 in the morning it hit you.
Oh yeah,
Is
for
that something
sure.
that you get all the time, like with your passion for art, that all of a sudden an idea will pop in your head in the middle of the night and you're like, that's it.
For sure. Like it's crazy. And like I'm telling you, like there's so many different things I want to do. Like I want to like make film. I want to do a lot of stuff. And the way I kind of like get my idea for my shoe or like something that I want to do, the random times that it happen, whether it's a dream, whether I'm riding in the back seat of a car or driving, just thinking, I'm like, okay, bet, like, okay, let me add that to the idea. Like those different moments made me be like, okay, like I have a creative mind because I feel like a lot of creative people like it's hard for I mean some people can do it like they can just sit there and just boom okay I got it and they're gifted but like
Yeah.
I think like most creative people like it just happen at random moments and they just keep it on them put it in their notes I put it in my notes and then I like try to mock it up think on it sit down just let it come to me okay boom and then add it to it or like take something out of it so it sometimes it'll take a while sometimes it'll be quick but this one I think it was before the Zoom meeting like maybe like 2 days before, or maybe a day before that, like 2 to 4 in the morning, bro. Like I woke up, I was like, okay, boom, like, okay, I got it. And then I pitched it, and then they liked it, and then we kept sitting on it, kept sitting on it, and then I had to like, just let it come to me like how I wanted to like, because the idea is cool, but now I got to figure out how do I put on the shoe and like how do I get the vision
Right.
across. So
How
yeah,
important is it for you to have this artistic outlet in helping your football career?
yeah, for sure. It's it's definitely good to have an outlet for sure. Um, so I definitely love that. However, like I'm now in the phase where I'm competitive in this field.
Right.
So it's almost like I need an outlet for my art artistic like for real. So like I'm such a um stickler about like I'm working on it, working on like I look at it too long and I'm like like I don't like it no more. So like now I need an outlet for my shoes or for whatever I'm paying because if I'm looking at it too long, like I'll start to be like let me scratch it and redo it or something. So um but it's definitely good, for me to have this outlet for football for sure.
What-
Um
What's tougher, reviewing your own art or looking at film?
Same. It's literally the same. It's
Yeah.
literally the same. Like that's I never thought about that for real. I don't think so. But it's definitely the same. Especially um mm, it's definitely the same because I'll say like in football, on your best days, it's not really your best day because you'll still miss, you know, you'll go back and be like, oh, I really either I could have had more of what I did good or I really missed something, or PBU could have been a pick or something like that. And then on your worst days, sometimes it don't really be your worst days because like, okay, like I knew better. That wasn't nothing I didn't know. Okay, like, all right, cool. And so in art, it's like your best art. Sometimes it don't be your best art. You
Yeah.
go back, like there's some shoes that I'm like, I thought I did so good on, and time go by and I'm like, oh, man, I could have did better at that.
Yeah.
Then my worst shoes, I'm like, I really like those, so, or I really like what I did with this effect on it, so yeah, I think it's kind of the same for sure.
Yeah, when my cause, my cleats comes around, you the biggest celebrity in town.
Not last year, not last year. Because I had just got here, and
Yeah,
you know, um, I don't like to like press buttons or anything like that.
right,
But
right.
this year, I'm gonna definitely take care of the LBs for sure. I'm gonna take care
Yeah.
of the LBs
Do you have any idea for what you want to do for your own cleats?
for my own. So my own, like I want to encompass a lot of different organizations on mine.
Hmm.
So I know what I want to do with mine. I can't tell right now, but it's gonna be a collage kind of type shoes.
Do you have a favorite pair of cleats that you've made so far?
Please, like for somebody. Oh, Quincy's, probably Quincy's.
Quincy's?
Oh, it's for real, a great day. Christmas Eve. My boy Marcelino, linebacker number 41, made cleats for me. I'm proud of him, bro. I'm proud to wear them today.
I think those are probably my favorite just because of how psyched he was. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah,
kind of gives me like that adrenaline. Like when I give it to somebody, they like, hey, bro, what? And
yeah,
they so excited. It was kind of like, and then watching him, because I played that game too. So like sitting next to him and he wearing the cleats, and I'm just like, bro, like I'm padded up in the game, Christmas Eve, next to Quincy Williams, and he wearing my cleats. And I was wearing my own cleat. I was just like, bro, this is crazy. And
yeah.
then so I had did it was How Quincy Stole Christmas. So like the How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And then so he had to take them off at halftime because it was a I forgot what they said, but like you can't have like words on it,
Mhm.
like statements. And I was like, oh dang. And then like the third quarter, he got a pick. And I was just like, no, like it would have been so crazy if he was like, he got the How Quincy Stole Christmas and then he got a pick. And like, I don't know, it would just been like, damn, like that would have been cool. But definitely Quincy's. I did CJ Uzama's while I was in college. Like those were cool. Just on the mere fact that I was on my 6th year in college. It was a terrible year. We were like 0 and 12, and I got the opportunity to do his cleats, and I'm up late hours, like just working on them, and he wears them and everything, and I'm just like I'm just like I'm trying to get to the NFL, but I'm like yo, I'm not in the NFL right now, but somebody in the NFL is wearing my cleats, like that's fire. And then years later, 2 years later, 3 years later, like I'm in the same locker room with him. I'm like, oh, like I don't know, it's like art imitates life or life imitates art, but I'm just like, bro, I'm my locker's right next to his. Like, what the heck? Like that was the crazy. Those are two craziest for
That's a
sure.
yeah, that's a surreal moment for sure. And that actually it leads into what I was going to ask next is do you enjoy it more when you design a pair of cleats that you feel is awesome for yourself or for
For
teammates?
somebody else,
Yeah.
always for somebody else. Because like when I wear it for myself, I'm like, I'm just wearing it. I like my own for sure. But I'm just doing free publicity. I'm just trying to, just get some eyes on it so I can get some work. But when I wear it for somebody else and they wear it and they, you know, representing, like I'm like, yeah, you know,
Did you ever think that go back to that summer of 2018 and your wife is making you give up Fortnite and playing video games and you're looking at
yeah.
art? Did you ever think that it would take off as such a passion?
Um, right then and there, no.
Hmm.
But when I got to like spray painting it in the spring, even though it was still chipping, when I got to spray paint in the spring, my mind was already torpedoed. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like it was. I don't know where I could say that it torpedoed to, but I know that like my mind was already past where I was at that time.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm about to do something with it at that time. Like when I started spray painting, I was like, people gonna like this. And then when I started to like kind of like slow down and be like, okay, I need durability. Like I need to be durable against like the wear and tear. And I started going down that road and like trying to figure out how to like make it last longer and things like that, and try to keep aiming towards like a factory finish. Um, that's more and more, and I was like, okay, bad. Like you can't tell the difference between me and the store.
Right.
So
What-
yeah,
What's, what's the hardest part about designing?
the prepping,
Hmm.
like the prepping. So like I was just talking to a teammate about it. Um, like prepping it so it's durable. Like literally, that's the hardest part. Like
Yeah.
designing it, like that's the funnest. Like that's what I'm saying. As long as it's mocked up and I got the idea of like where I want stuff and how I want it laid out. Cool, like it's a cool breeze. But prepping, putting that elbow grease. Oh my god,
What
that thing.
what what goes into that? Like, how are you able to make it durable?
So sandpaper, acetone, some cotton balls, maybe even like a Brillo pad. Those are really like the three things you need. And so like with the sandpaper, you're just trying to sand off, what was already on the shoe.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm like using my hand, like I'm using my hand. Sometimes I'll use the machine, like thing you get from Lowe's, but I get scared that it's not as strong as I am. So
Right.
and then in between get some acetone, cotton balls, trying to wipe it off, as you go. And yeah, so it's just a process of that. And like, man, that's some real deal elbow grease going into it. And then after that, tape it up. Once you get the taping it up, the soles of it, the bottoms, or the tongue of the shoe, like that's really the fun part. And then once you're able to get the paint the airbrush and get it ready, smooth sailing.
Obviously, when you're making these cleats, you're able to put your own stamp on it. How do you feel that your personality comes through in them?
How do I feel my personality comes through it? I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like my personality comes through my shoes because I'm not like it goes back to being fake. Like I'm not gonna make nothing that I can't feel. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I feel like every shoe that I made, like I feel like I'm not nothing was forced. Everything
Hmm.
just like it'll come to me. You know what I'm saying? Like even if I'm just throwing everything at the wall, just trying to see what sticks. I'm gonna let whatever fall off. Okay, boom, everything stuck. Okay, now what I'm saying? I'm putting what needs to be put on there. Just letting it flow. And
Yeah.
I feel like okay, put it this way. I feel like me painting is like Lil Wayne rapping.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he don't write.
Right.
So although I do mock, but like I do mock it. First of all, it's rare that I follow the script because I have a whole mock up, whatever, or just idea, and then I'll do it, and then I say, let me try this, and then the whole shoe would turn be almost different from the mock up, or like you'll see differences from the mock up, and that's not on this. You'll see things that's on the shoe that's not on the mock up or whatever. So it's like I just let stuff flow. Like I don't follow the rules of whatever I lay down or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, as well as like I'm not gonna be fake with the shoe just to like, you know, please somebody.
Yeah, but you
So
put your own freestyle on it.
yeah, yeah. As long as you just say you want this, that, and that, and just let me cook and give me some colors, whatever, cool. Like, but let me cook. Good.
Yeah.
But I think like the hardest things I ever made is like when it's like so many like I want this, I want that, this, that. And there's no room for me to cook. It's like it's easy because just like all right, you got everything laid out, but it's almost like man, you could have went to the store for that one, man.